Listen up, you lot! Are you tired of the same old sad excuses for pizza? The soggy bottoms, the bland toppings, the utter lack of love? Well, get ready to ditch the delivery menus because we're about to embark on a culinary journey to the heart of Italy. That's right, today we're tackling 3 classic Italian pizza recipes that'll make your taste buds sing. Love pizza? Discover Italy's best 3 pizza recipes. Warning, this video will make you hungry. Stay tuned for 3 authentic Italian pizza recipes you can't miss. First up, we're tackling the queen of all pizzas, the Margherita. This classic Italian pizza is a true testament to the beauty of simplicity. Don't let its simplicity fool you, though. The Margherita pizza is a masterpiece that relies on the quality of its ingredients to shine. This pizza is all about fresh, high-quality ingredients. Each component plays a crucial role in creating the perfect bite. We're talking about dough that's been proofed to perfection, giving it that ideal texture and flavor. San Marzano tomatoes bursting with flavor, known for their rich and sweet taste, are a must. Creamy mozzarella that stretches for days, providing that gooey, melty goodness we all love. And fresh basil that adds a touch of magic, bringing a burst of freshness to every bite. We'll start by stretching our dough. No rolling pins here, just your own 2 hands. This method helps to keep the dough light and airy. Get those fingers in there and work your way around the dough, stretching it gently until it's nice and thin. This ensures an even bake. Stretching it gently until it's nice and thin is key. You want a base that's not too thick, allowing the toppings to shine. Now for the sauce, we're keeping it simple. A good margherita doesn't need a complicated sauce. Crush those San Marzano tomatoes by hand. This method retains the natural texture and flavor of the tomatoes. We want a bit of texture, not some bland, smooth puree. The chunks of tomato add a rustic feel to the pizza. Spread that beautiful tomato goodness over the dough, making sure to cover it evenly. Leave a nice crust around the edge. This will give you that perfect bite with a crispy edge and a soft center. Next, tear that mozzarella into generous chunks and scatter it over the sauce. The uneven pieces will melt beautifully. Don't be shy with the cheese. We want a good amount of that melty goodness to cover the pizza. A generous amount of mozzarella ensures every bite is filled with cheesy delight. A drizzle of olive oil, a sprinkle of salt and pepper, and you're almost ready to bake. And into the oven it goes. Make sure your oven is preheated to a high temperature for that perfect bake. We're looking for a nice, crispy crust with bubbly cheese and a touch of char on the edges. This gives the pizza its signature look and taste. While the pizza bakes, let's talk basil. Fresh is the only way to go here, folks. Dried basil just won't cut it. Fresh basil leaves add a vibrant green color and a burst of flavor that dried herbs simply can't match. Once the pizza is out of the oven, let it cool for a moment before adding the basil. We'll scatter those vibrant green leaves over the top, adding a touch of freshness that will make you want to dive right in. The final touch of fresh basil not only looks beautiful, but also enhances the flavor, making each bite a perfect harmony of ingredients. And now that you've mastered the Margherita, a classic that never fails to impress with its simplicity and elegance, let's kick things up a notch with the Prosciutto e Funghi, a pizza that brings together a medley of rich, savory flavors. This pizza is all about the contrast of salty and savory, with each bite offering a new taste sensation. The earthy mushrooms add a touch of magic, transforming the pizza into a gourmet experience. We're talking about thinly sliced prosciutto di Parma, the king of cured meats, known for its delicate texture and rich flavor. This prosciutto is aged to perfection, bringing a depth of flavor that is unparalleled, and a medley of mushrooms that will make your taste buds sing, each type adding its own unique note to the symphony. We'll start with the same basic dough we used for the Margherita, ensuring a perfect foundation for our toppings, stretching it out nice and thin, just the way we like it. But this time, we're switching things up with the sauce, adding a new layer of flavor. Instead of using crushed tomatoes, which are perfect for the Margherita, we're going for a simple olive oil and garlic base, which will complement the toppings beautifully. Just a drizzle of good quality olive oil, enough to coat the dough without making it soggy, a few cloves of garlic, minced to perfection, releasing their aromatic oils, and a pinch of salt and pepper to enhance the flavors. Spread that over the dough, making sure to get it all the way to the edges so every bite is flavorful. Now for the star of the show, the mushrooms. These aren't just any mushrooms, they're the heart of this pizza. We're using a mix of cremini and shiitake mushrooms, sliced nice and thin to ensure they cook evenly. Sauté those mushrooms in a bit of olive oil until they're golden brown and slightly crispy around the edges, bringing out their natural umami. We want those mushrooms to have a bit of bite to them, adding texture to the pizza, not be soggy and sad, which would ruin the overall experience. Once the mushrooms are cooked, scatter them over the garlic and olive oil base, ensuring an even distribution. Next, it's time for the prosciutto. This isn't just any prosciutto, it's prosciutto di Parma, known for its superior quality. Drape those thin slices of prosciutto di Parma over the mushrooms, letting them get nice and crispy in the oven. The heat will render the fat, making the prosciutto even more flavorful. A sprinkle of mozzarella cheese, just enough to add a creamy texture without overpowering the other ingredients, and into the oven it goes. We're looking for that same crispy crust, the hallmark of a well-made pizza, with bubbly cheese and perfectly cooked prosciutto, creating a delightful contrast of textures. The mushrooms should be tender and flavorful, their earthiness balancing the saltiness of the prosciutto, and the prosciutto should have a nice salty bite, crispy around the edges but still tender in the middle. This pizza is a symphony of flavors and textures, each ingredient playing its part to create a harmonious dish, and it's sure to become a new favorite, whether you're a seasoned pizza lover or a newcomer to gourmet toppings. Chapter 3. Quattro Formaggi, a celebration of cheese. For our final pizza masterpiece, we're going all out with the Quattro Formaggi. This isn't just any pizza, it's a tribute to the art of cheesemaking, a culinary journey through the heart of Italy. This pizza is a celebration of cheese, a symphony of creamy, tangy, and sharp flavors that will make your taste buds sing. Imagine the rich, gooey texture of melted cheese blending harmoniously with the crispy crust. We're talking about 4 Italian cheeses that are in a league of their own: mozzarella, gorgonzola, parmigiano reggiano, and fontina. Each cheese brings its unique character to the table, creating a complex and delightful flavor profile. We'll start with our trusty pizza dough, stretching it out to a nice, thin crust. The dough is the canvas for our cheesy masterpiece, and it needs to be just right, thin enough to let the cheese shine, but sturdy enough to hold all that deliciousness. This time, we're skipping the tomato sauce altogether and going straight for the cheese. By omitting the sauce, we allow the flavors of the cheeses to take center stage, unadulterated and pure. That's right, this pizza is all about the cheese, and we're not afraid to show it. First up, mozzarella. This cheese is known for its mild flavor and excellent melting properties, making it the perfect base. We're using fresh mozzarella here, torn into generous chunks. The freshness of the mozzarella adds a creamy texture that is simply irresistible. Scatter those mozzarella chunks evenly over the dough, making sure to leave a bit of space around the edges. This ensures that every bite has a bit of that creamy goodness. Next, it's time for the gorgonzola. This cheese is not for the faint of heart. Its bold, pungent flavor is what makes it stand out. This pungent blue cheese adds a sharp, tangy flavor that cuts through the richness of the other cheeses. It's the perfect counterbalance to the mild mozzarella. Crumble the gorgonzola over the mozzarella using a light hand. A little goes a long way with this powerful cheese. We don't want to overpower the other flavors. Now for the Parmigiano Reggiano. This cheese is often referred to as the king of cheeses for a reason. This hard, salty cheese adds a nutty umami flavor that takes this pizza to the next level. Its granular texture also adds a delightful crunch. Grate the Parmigiano Reggiano over the gorgonzola using a fine grater. This ensures that the cheese melts evenly and infuses every bite with its rich flavor. We want the Parmigiano Reggiano to melt evenly and create a nice, crispy crust. The contrast between the crispy edges and the gooey center is what makes this pizza so special. Last but not least, the fontina. This cheese is the glue that holds all the other flavors together. This semi-hard cheese adds a creamy, buttery flavor that brings all the other cheeses together. Its smooth texture and mild flavor make it the perfect finishing touch. Grate the fontina over the Parmigiano Reggiano using a coarse grater. This allows the cheese to melt into gooey, cheesy perfection. We want the fontina to melt into gooey, cheesy perfection. The sight of the cheese bubbling and melting is enough to make anyone's mouth water. Into the oven it goes. The heat will meld all these wonderful cheeses together, creating a harmonious blend of flavors and textures. We're looking for a golden brown crust with bubbly melted cheese that's just starting to brown around the edges. This is the sign that your Quattro Formaggi is ready to be enjoyed. The Quattro Formaggi is a pizza that's best enjoyed hot, straight from the oven. The cheese is at its meltiest and most flavorful when it's fresh out of the oven. Each bite is an explosion of cheesy goodness, and it's sure to satisfy even the most discerning cheese lover. Whether you're a cheese connoisseur or just a pizza enthusiast, this Quattro Formaggi is a must-try. There you have it, 3 classic Italian pizza recipes that will transport your taste buds straight to Italy. From the simple elegance of the Margherita to the cheesy indulgence of the Quattro Formaggi, there's a pizza here for everyone. Which one will you try first? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more delicious recipes from around the world. Here's the secret. Always preheat your pizza stone for that perfect crispy base.